Abusian for Penax TV so eni na ensem a ekoso e Ghana hanom sei no ba ko edi mu akotene efa eye well known personality a wagidin e Ghana hanom sei Meche Richard ni Amakwe wone eye ne yere ne former wife eye Joana Quaye wo mawarie mu nsensem e na sabre de baby ansem na abobo akwakodro no na chese a lot is being exposed currently esanse nansenya e ne beto dwa se eye Madam Joana Quaye, the former wife of Richard ni Amakwe, or the akwakoda in court say Richard ni Amakwe who said wo tonton assets bi ni ade enti no court enfa injunction ento so na say court enfa ne nsanto so said the beya onya sa opportunity ni biem entonton sa na ma na no amanfo sha ase say wo question Madam Joana Quaye about this decision say what the injunction ebeto the selling of Richard ni Amakwe ne properties no enho eno ena na me ne wo ka say hwehwemu a eba ne chemu na che there is more to Madam Joana Quaye ni injunction na okofa file no enunti yebehwe ensem nu emu but then what is coming up ni chema eniema na Richard ni Amakwe no he doesn't have the sole right to sell them. Now on your screens osha or say confirmed Joana Quaye is co-founder and shareholder of Quick Credit, now Bills Microcredit. Now, over and sem nasia, was a company registration document and searches at the Office of the Registrar of Companies reviewed the true founding and ownership of the parent company, Quick Credit. Per a search issuing from Registrar of Companies, a copy of which may be read below. Madam Joana Quaye is a co-founder and owner of the company. Intinache say, we shall say confirm. Then say Joana Quaye, Richard ni Amakwe, the former wife, no. And Tiana yet allegedly, ewon from memu ebro mo aware giant sem ne shase say, wonon so ewo hand. Ewo company ni mu onokra na bua Richard ni Amakwe manitimi sete company ni app any ade ende ye hu no eno ena sebe nhwehwemu abase se de enim no Ghana yemre mu no sebe u bete company na u bie company a ebe fast through process. One of the process ne say ube register company no o register company na sebe nipa dudu a moka mu bo mu ete sa company na se dwumeko ni nyina mudin ebe konkrata mu entu kopie mu e wo registrar office of the registrar e wo Ghana hanum say register of companies wo Ghana ha eye ma me Joana Quaye wono any Richard ni Amakwe ene omodin ewo mu say wo mo ehye eye Quick Credit a ende eye Bills Microcredit no ase enti enunti ena wo this ansem no akoda in court. Now on your screens no or say failed evidence and processes in the ongoing legal battle and drama surrounding famous businessman Richard ni Amakwe reveals the true nature of the ownership of the company. Quick Credit, now Bills Credit, that spurred Mr. Richard ni Amakwe into riches and fame. Into muchema adansidie eni hwehwemu a eba ne chemu anache se koka ne niema ye koso efa Richard ni Amakwe no kre wo mu ne se ne juma no wone ne yere Madam Joana Quaye ene hyase na se juma no ene ne ama Richard ni Amakwe ni din eda amanfo ano ayebo ni din ankofo timi ye den enimu no bebia sebe ni nipasuo edin ne hyase free no Quick Credit ejuma no. Now oto aso say company registration documents and searches at the Office of the Registrar of Companies review the true founding and ownership of the parent company Quick Credit. Per search issuing from the Registrar of Companies, a copy of which may be read below. Madam Joana Quaye is a co-founder and owner of the company. Into muchema omakwaje nkrata hwehwemu ni ade nenu na etwemu se ensem a ekotwikọ breman e wo Ghana hanom se Madam Joana Quaye wone Richard ni Amakwe ene share company na senti no onim bribi edefa company no ho no na wo mo ede ababeto dwa se ene de wo betimi aka esisu pie esisu dua se Joana Quaye Richard ni Amakwe ni yere dada no waka wo bi ene wo mote company no no so company no eye ne dia. Now oba asia o se per the search results dated the 13th day of April 2026 as attached to the motion for injunction pending the appeal of Madam Joana Quaye against the judgment of the High Court, which has received widespread condemnation. Madam Joana Quaye, upon the incorporation of the company, had a 10% ownership of the company, representation 100,000 shares, while Mr. Quaye had 900,000 shares, representing 90% of the total shares of the company. In Tomuchema, nhwehwemu omo ye as at 13th April ewo afie mu no eno eye krata omo nya ya omo de ka Joana Quaye ni appeal a wode eko high court no efa wode ko appeal court efa high court judgment omo make ye concerning omawari go ni niema omo cheche no eno mu chemu se nhwehwemu ni kira 10% of the company no Madam Joana Quaye edia na 90% yera Richard ni Amakwe ede no nti na Joana Quaye ede nsem ne kodan court na wo kyeremu se emprempren de wo se court ni timidi injunction eto Richard ni Amakwe ni seusa wo ye kyese nyapade a omuye bom a wo tonton ni nyina no wonyai because anything Richard ni Amakwe no sebe sikano anase ade na hyase ni nyina no efri ono Joana Quaye eho now yentoa ensem ne so ewo the eba no emu a wo hwa o seed capital for quick credit na kyese sika ese no sabre de yehu a ene ye ka ho asem a akwakodan court no se bisika o mo de hye adwumedie na se ema bills credit be ye bills creditor ene yehu no ehun nsem ene that screens no se per the affidavit evidence filed at the family court seeking to freeze any proprietary transfers and transaction of marital property between Mr. and Mrs. Quaye, which property list may be read here. The seed money for the operation and running of quick credit, the cornerstone of all the marital wealth of the parties, was given by Madam Quaye, who funded the travels for schooling, supported the schooling, and funded the setup of the quick credit upon the return of Mr. Quaye from his studies in the UK. Enkrate ekopie mu ewo court edi Joana Quaye ene Richard ni Amakwe ensem no na de ekopie mu nyina ne se sika ye de shares quick credit no ase no efi Joana Quaye ehonom ena Richard ni Amakwe na nkasa ye hu no sa no de ma no abe Richard ni Amakwe nyina ne yere Joana Quaye esanse ni suku a okọ na manone sika no na efri Madam Joana Quaye ehonom se school fees ni ade akwantuo sika sem bibia na efri ni ho ofi abroche kra buy ofi UK kra buy no a o mo be start quick credit ni nyina na Madam Joana Quaye. Now also per evidence filed in the matter which Mr. Quaye is yet to file an affidavit in opposition to Quick Credit Now Bills, a legal entity separate and distinct from Mr. Quaye after founding by the parties, has gone on to found and operate a lineup of companies and has acquired luxury vehicles registered in its name. And Zomuchema and some no more de akono and I said Joana Quaye and then the lawyers at the aqua dine court no Sebe Richard ni Amakwe on konkobo and sem ninguye on kotro ne de and ye fan sa enetie. Nemom de womu ni se sa quick credit and the abe bills ya sebe enonko ena Richard ni Amakwe nkuno eno na nam so ama Richard ni Amakwe tumi ebie nnwuma hodo a ene webenye ska totokas edemu eni ade enti omo so omo point a omo generate no. Now according to the evidence before the court, Mr. Quaye, after finding success with quick credit unilaterally without consent from Madam Quaye, his co-founder and financier, and without order from a court, transferred Madam Quaye's shares and proprietary interest in the company she jointly founded and personally financed in its setup. In Domuchema, BBA koso ewo quick credit no. Omube wane se Madam Joana Quaye sebe ono ni shares na owo no Richard Niamakwe a transfer shares na sebe Joana Quaye na kasampo oni mu hwe send the shares no womo a transfer ya eno nso eya asem asabre de Joana Quaye ene ne lawyers womo agina so enti mprempren de these are some of the reasons Joana Quaye ene ne lawyers omo atebri ensem no Edi akoma court say womonfa injunction ento Richard Niamakwe ni japade so se de be ya ontimi entonton esan say emisi womo tete won framem se cars ni bi ni ade ne de ade Richard Niamakwe tonton sa ne man enti right now no utimu say the brouhaha between Richard Niamakwe and ne ex-wife ye Madam Joana Quaye no ensem no enye ne ena eto ebetwa because from everything no sa ena ekọ now yemfa court ensem a wo nso ede ba ye no a bit of it into screens no so enti we every the office of the registrar of companies enti we ye krata kire se Richard Niamakwe ene ye Madam Joana Quaye omo oni ye bills microcredit into a say request for information. That is a response from the office of the registrar to Dame and partners omo ye lawyers edema Joana Quaye or say request for information bills microcredit limited and 16 others. Reference is made to your letter dated 13th April 2026 on the above subject matter. A search conducted on our e-registrar database with respect to your inquiry revealed the following. Into 1, Bills Microcredit Limited, date of incorporation 9th December 2011. First shareholders Richard Quaye 900,000 shares. And at the second shareholder Joana Quaye 100,000 shares. International say and some more can this is the evidence womo ede back say right now no womo share ejuma na se no na Joana Quaye enso wo shares or say current shares holders details Richard Quaye 8,100,000 shares and a Kobina Ewa 900,000 shares. Now, director in details Abigail Quaye, Romeo Richlove Seshi, Emmanuel Lamte, Kwejo Day Quartin. Beneficial ownership details Richard Quaye, Kwabena Quaye. International as I say no shares no adane because fair shareholders na Joana Quaye edium but current shareholders ne de nidi eni mu bia na say transfer bia ye den akoso wo baabi o mu twemu say Madam Joana Quaye. She has no idea about sa transfers ya Richard Niamakwe aye no ehu enti sabre de uhwemu a enu nti ena wode abeto dwase court emfa injunction ento Richard Niamakwe properties ne so esan say niema bi koso a enya de esisu enti until say court ebehwehwe ensem nimu ne de that is what it is. Ebusia it's quite unfortunate say bibi say koso nanso ne nyina mu no we are still monitoring closely on this issue na yamamo update so yemfi nsem we so na yenkopie mu ensem foforo